Good morning, everybody. A little bit late, but here I am. It's Tuesday. I'm Hot Rod Bob, and you've got gas, the morning edition. Glad you could be here with us this morning. I think you're here. I'm looking. I don't see anyone. I'm going to keep on going. All right, there we go. We've got some people watching. Welcome to Gas, the morning edition. And you know what? Before NHRA had junior dragsters, before NASCAR had their gas-powered racers for the kids, before any of the go-karts came out with gasoline power, there was the Soapbox Derby. Yep, Soapbox Derby. Now, it's been around for many, many decades. Not as popular as it was. The engine has replaced motion by downhill gravity. But the first known auto races for youth began in about 1914. And it was shown in a picture called Kid Auto Races at Venice. And it starred Charlie Chaplin. Yeah, who knew he was an auto enthusiast? Yeah, I don't think he was. Anyway, but in 1933, Myron Scott, a photographer for Dayton, Ohio newspaper, saw Robert A. Gravitt and friends racing downhill in Dayton, Ohio, and they put together an impromptu race for 19 boys with basically wooden-based coaster cars. That's basically what it was. So they put this together, they started doing it, and before long, it became big. Kids all wanted to do it. Fathers and sons building cars and getting involved with it. So 1933 was the start of it. In 1934, it had gotten so big that the first All-American race was held August 19th. The national winner was Robert Turner of Muncie, Indiana, who made his car from the wood of a saloon bar. Interesting. Morning, guys. Hi, Robbie and Robert Roth and Jim Dillo, Dave Stoltz. So there, kids were creative. They used the materials they had. Now, the following year, 1935, the race moved from Dayton, Ohio to Akron. And why was, well, it had better hills. But what really captured the attention of people about the Soapbox Derby was one of the cars got a little out of shape and hit the NBC News commentator that was doing a broadcast about the race. It knocked him down. It gave him a concussion. He spent a couple of weeks in the hospital. But you know what? It brought attention to Soapbox Derby racing, and it became huge. In 1936, the civic leaders of Akron recognized the need for a permanent track, one with a little bit of safety measures, I'm sure, where youths could race and have some fun safely. So they created Derby Downs. Yeah, it became a reality. Now, things went on, and they kept progressing. Again, the war effort back in the 40s stopped a lot of this. But in 1946, a town in Mission, British Columbia, acquired the rights to the Western Canada Soapbox Derby Championships. It became an international sport. I know, British Columbia, not that far away from the U.S., but that's where it went. Now, during the All-American Soapbox Derby heydays from the 50s to the 60s, Chevrolet was the sponsor, and the famous TV and movie stars would make guest appearances. As many as 70,000 people would gather every August to eat snow cones, cheer hundreds of youthful racers on. Boys and girls, early ages 11 to 15, were the champions of local races around the nation. And I remember in Burbank, where I lived in the 80s, the hill or the street that I lived on was big and wide. It was Olive Boulevard, and they ran a soapbox derby there. They only did it one year that I remember, but I'll tell you what, the streets were lined, and it was an exciting event. And I wish it returned again, but you had too many non-car people, and because there were a lot of apartments on that street, people couldn't get out of their driveways. So it became a bit of an impossibility. It wasn't a dedicated track. So it only had it happen one more time. Now, starting in 1993, the Soapbox Derby began the World Rally, or the Rally World Championships. And the Rally Derby is a Grand Prix style race in which each district, 10 in all, sends back a number of champions based on the number of races and racers in each district. So it became a racing series. Actually, it'd been a racing series. It just became more standardized. Now, the modern Soapbox Derby has drastically changed. There are spec wheels. The body's got to be within line with everything else. Good morning, Jeff Stowell, Jay Black. How you doing? David Hoover, Jay Thomas, welcome this morning. And Mark McGeorge is watching. And Mark McGeorge just found a whole garage full of Soapbox Derby cars. Yes, he's got them. He doesn't want to keep them. Contact me. We'll help you get one of these. I'm getting one for Garage Art, and so's Johnny Martinez and a few other guys around me. But these are vintage Soapbox Derby cars, and they're cool. But anyway, on to the racing. Now, each heat race lasts less than 30 seconds. Most are double elimination races in which the racer that loses the heat can work on their way through the challenge bracket and attempt to win an overall race and get back in there. But these cars are amazing. They have spec wheels. They have spec diameters. There's been some controversy, too, in that all the cars start on a starting stand, and there's a pole in front that drops and lets the cars go. They race a number of them at the same time. One industrious father figured out that the pole was metal. He put a magnet, an electromagnet, in the nose. So when the pole started to drop, it actually pulled the car. Yeah. So in the photos, they saw this car leaps off the line a lot quicker than the other cars did. And they figured it out. They had tech inspectors there that could check these things out. So the pictures on the Soapbox Derby cars are on my page on Facebook. You can check them out. There's some of the cars that actually race, and there's a couple of pictures of the ones Mark has uncovered. And I think we're going to bring a few of them out here to Southern California. But contact Mark McGeorge on Facebook if you're interested in them. Not a sales plug. Yeah, it is a sales plug. But anyway, that's not why we're doing the story today. I just thought it was cool when Mark brought this up to me that he found these cars, that this is the history of racing for kids. It wasn't NHRA. It wasn't NASCAR. It was Soapbox Derby. And these kids built these cars primarily out of wood in the early days. Now, today they still use wood, but they've mixed in fiberglass and other exotic materials. There's a minimum weight. There's a minimum height. There's a minimum length and maximums. So they've got that all figured in to this group. Now, kids ages 10 through 17 could run in this category. And the Ultimate Speed Challenge is the All-American Soapbox Derby. And that was developed, that their format, which had to change as time went on, was developed in 2004. It is still going on. Now, we don't hear about it very much, but I'm looking at a photograph right now of an extremely aerodynamic and swoopy Soapbox Derby car that won in 2011. And it is just totally different from what we were supposed to see or what we did see. So the ingenuity came in. Now, in 2004, during the inaugural run of the Ultimate Speed Challenge, the fastest time was achieved by a car designed and built by a family, the Pearson family, driven by Alicia Kimball and utilizing high-performance pneumatic tires. The winning time achieved in 989 feet, or 301 meters, was 27 seconds. Okay, Jerry Pearson returned to defend the title with driver Nicky Henry in 2005, the Speed Challenge, beating the 2004 record time and breaking 27 seconds with 26.9. Second place was 27.08, and third was 27.03. Now, John Wargo from California put together the 2006 Ultimate Speed Challenge winning team with driver Jenny Rodway. Jenny set a new track record of 26.934. Now, that beat the 953 that stood before that. Now, this has gone on. It is still going on. In 2010, Mark Overmeyer's Clean Sheet Sigma new team, he did it with 26.8. They got even quicker. 2012, they kept racing 13, 14. They kept on going. Now, where they are right now, I'm not quite sure. Now, some of the scandals. 1973, a gentleman in Boulder, Colorado, was stripped of his title 2 days after winning the race. Suspicions were running that before the trials that there was actually something going on. And the unusual dimensions of Groen's margins of victory and heat times tipped off the officials to illegal circumstances. An X-ray exam of the car revealed the electromagnet I talked about earlier in the nose. When activated at the starting line, the electromagnet pulled the car forward by attracting the steel paddle or pole that held the cars in place. So, ingenuity? Yeah. Was it in the rules? No. Was it against the rules? They didn't think about that. But they stripped the title from the driver anyway, and that was the electromagnet in 1973. This is a great way for kids to learn how to race. Find out more about it. They have their own website, and you can go to it. It's still an active program. It's soapboxderby.org, and they are still racing. They are still going on. They've got events scheduled. Now, how things are going on, I'm not quite sure, but this is an active website with active cars, active racers, and they are based out of Akron, Ohio. So if you'd like to get kids involved in a non-motorized form of racing, here's the way to do it. You know, all you people that think they're green, well, how green can you get when it's gravity? There is no propulsion systems on these cars. But anyway, this is a cool thing to do. Check it out. The way kids got into racing. Before gasoline engines, before go-karts, before junior dragsters, I'm Hot Rod Bob. Hey, let's see. Neil Prank says we have a Red Bull Soapbox Derby races in UK. See? It's worldwide. Neil Panks is telling us about it in the UK. Now, I got a question for you, though, Neil. UK, do the Soapbox Derby cars drive from the right side or the left? Oh, that's right. They're center steer. You're all right. Cassie Nunez, Mark McGeorge, and 31 others are here watching us this morning. Thank you for tuning in to GAAS. GAAS, the Great American Auto Scene, your source for automotive information since 1990. Yeah, that's right. I started this on the Kaleidoscope radio network in 1990 and was part of Speed Scene Live TV for a number of years, and then GAAS TV. Now, because of the current virus situation, we're not in a regular studio. You see me here in my office at home, but we are going back. We're going to get things going. We're going to start doing a Zoom show where you, the viewer, can participate. That's right. All you got to do is log on to Zoom. When we set this up, which will be in the next week or so, you will be able to be part of the show. A studio audience live on the computer. So we'll let you know more about that. I'm putting it all together right now. It's going to take a little logistics, but I've got to get it done. I'm going to get it done. I'm already part of one for the Gentlemen Drivers Club out of Mallorca, Spain. We did our show last night. We're going to be doing them again. And this way we can get people from all over the world. We can see what you look like. Ha-ha, you can't hide. But we'll get that going. So watch it. Hey, Skip Davis, how you doing this morning? Pete Muriello, Danny Santos, thank you for tuning in this morning. So we'll go live on Zoom. Doesn't cost you a dime. You can get on it. We can do a show. Scott Keogh, my man from LACR Racing Days. How you doing? Mike Levy here as well. All right, GAAS, the Great American Auto Scene. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Please share it with your friends. Let people know about it. Like the GAAS page. You can't like my page anymore because it's full. Thank you. But you can go over to GAAS, the Great American Auto Scene, or Two Tired Guys. We've got 2 pages for the show. Two Tired Guys, the production company for GAAS, Great American Auto Scene, and Talking About Cars with Randy Cardoon. So check it out. We're going strong. Hi, Bob Alford from Florida. How you doing? And Bob Pratt says he lived down the street from the 1946 national champion, Gilbert Gil Cleeken. Well, that is great. You know, we're going to do a little bit more on these things. And Skip says he's at Chalk today. Okay. Getting some, okay. Get it good. You got it taken care of, Skip. You're going to do it. You're going to get it. You're an inspiration guy. You are definitely someone that I admire. You, whether you think it or not, you've got more courage and stamina than anyone else I know. Thank you. Thank you for being you. Thanks for being a friend, guy. And if I was down there to go to the track this week, I'd be stopping down to see you. All right, you guys take care. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got GAAS, the Great American Auto Scene. Like GAAS, the Great American Auto Scene page here on Facebook. Check out all the videos. Go to gotgas.com for the old studio videos. We got them on there. YouTube. And we're going to be on Patreon. So check that out. Two Tired Guys Productions. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got GAAS, the Great American Auto Scene, brought to you by Valley Head Service, Irwindale Speedway, Irwindale Drag Strip, Service Tech, where you can get all the garage equipment you need and more. Moon Eyes, Tucker Tire, and Beach Underwriting Associates, BUA. They are the team to beat at Bonneville this year. And Bonneville, they're going racing. They got the permits. We're going up to Bonneville in August. We'll do some live broadcasts from there with the Beach Underwriting team. The goal this year, 300 miles an hour. And if Jeff can do it, he will be one of 5 Brits that have ever broken the 300 mile an hour mark. So look forward to it. We'll be letting you know more about that as we get closer to the August race in Bonneville. I'm Hot Rod Bob. You've got GAAS. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate seeing you every morning. Take care.